Welcome to Short Movie. The film begins with a girl named Carol running through the forest, trying to escape a group of people chasing her after she stole diamonds from them. Carol calls her friend Alex, who is waiting for her in the forest, and tells her the location to meet. However, Alex is busy on the phone because her boyfriend suddenly broke up with her. Carol shouts, telling her that planes are chasing her and that her life is in danger. Alex quickly ends the call and tells Carol where to meet her. Carol arrives at the location, and the two escape together on a motorcycle. But the planes soon track them down and start shooting at them. Carol and Alex switch places. Carol takes over driving, while Alex targets the planes with a sniper rifle. With a single shot, Alex takes down one of the planes. She's a professional sniper. She manages to destroy the rest of the planes, but their motorcycle breaks down. Fortunately, Carol has a backup plan. She takes Alex to the mountains where she had prepared escape gear, including wingsuits. They use the wingsuits to glide off the mountain and return to the city safely without being captured. After returning from the dangerous mission, Carol feels exhausted and decides to visit a doctor. She discovers she is in her first month of pregnancy. Shocked, Carol asks the doctor about the latest time she can have an abortion. The doctor tells her she can safely have an abortion during the early months without surgery, but if she waits too long, she'll need a surgical procedure. The doctor also warns her that her chances of getting pregnant again will be low, especially because of her age. The doctor advises her to think carefully before making a decision. Carol leaves the clinic, deciding not to tell Alex about her pregnancy. Later, Carol and Alex meet with a gang leader named Tam to hand over the diamonds. Alex stays on a nearby building to provide cover for Carol in case of betrayal. Tam takes the diamonds from Carol and examines them. Carol then demands her share of the deal, but Tam refuses, saying her share is with their boss, the godmother. Carol argues, reminding him of their agreement, but Tam threatens to kill her. Carol signals to Alex, who points her sniper rifle at Tam. When Tam sees the sniper laser, he panics and apologizes to Carol, promising to give her share of the deal. Carol and Alex return to their home. Carol tells Alex that she has decided to quit working with the godmother because she wants a stable life away from the dangers of gangs and crimes. Alex agrees with her decision. The next day, they meet with the godmother to inform her about their decision. The godmother offers Carol more money than she usually earns from her operations and asks Alex to leave so she can talk to Carol privately. The godmother tells Carol that she can't let her go because Carol is the only person she trusts. Realizing that the godmother won't leave them alone, Carol and Alex flee the following day. They head to a house in the forest designed by Carol in a way that makes it completely hidden and difficult to access. For the first time in a long while, the two women feel safe, bringing them immense happiness. But unfortunately, happiness doesn't last. That same night, a gang attacks the house, waking Carol and Alex in terror. Carol reassures Alex that the house is bulletproof, which should keep them safe. A rabbit belonging to Alex entered the house through an opening in the door. The gang noticed the door was open, so they started firing at the entire house, destroying everything. The rabbit was hit by a bullet and killed instantly. Alex broke down after losing her rabbit, which she was very attached to, and swore to take revenge on them. Carol realized that this was a direct threat from the godmother, especially since the gang had specifically targeted Alex. The next day, Carol went to meet the godmother and asked her why she wanted to kill them. The godmother responded that she didn't intend to kill them but wanted to remind them of what could happen if they thought about leaving her service. When the godmother noticed Carol's determination, she ordered one of her guards to aim his gun at a cook and kill him on the spot. Carol, terrified by the incident, had no choice but to agree to the new mission when the godmother asked her about the amount of money she wanted for it, all to save the innocent cook's life. The godmother then informed Carol that her new mission would take place in another city, and that she could bring Alex or any other team members with her. She also told her that she would meet someone from the gang named Amber in that city, who would provide her with all the details about the mission. The next day, Carol and Alex headed to Amber's house, where he informed them that the mission involved stealing a priceless painting worth millions of dollars. However, before doing so, they needed to steal the museum's map to locate the painting precisely. Amber explained that the operation would take place during a filming day at the museum so they could disguise themselves as part of the film crew. Amber also mentioned that they would need a skilled driver to help them escape. When Alex claimed she could drive, Carol reminded her of the last accident she caused while driving. Amber decided to provide them with a professional driver named Sam, and told them they could find Sam at a racing track. When they arrived at the track, they saw a skilled driver practicing with a race car. After finishing, the driver started arguing with the maintenance engineers about issues with the car. They assumed this was Sam, but were surprised to see a young woman get into the car and expertly demonstrate that it was working perfectly. It was then they realized the woman was Sam. At that moment, the former driver was fired, and Carol approached Sam to offer her a spot on their team. Initially, Sam was hesitant, especially because of Alex, who clearly wasn't fond of her. However, Carol managed to convince her, and Sam eventually agreed to join the team. The group moved to the house Amber had prepared for them, where each member picked their room. Carol gathered the team and told them they would purchase the weapons they needed from a man named Clarence. When they went to Clarence's place, Alex immediately developed a liking for him, especially after discovering their shared interest in weapons. Carol asked Clarence to provide them with a simple weapon for Sam to practice with. The next day, Carol began training Sam, who was holding a weapon for the first time in her life. Unsurprisingly, Sam didn't know how to use it, which led Alex to mock her and call her a failure. That night, Carol talked to Alex and asked her to take over Sam's training. Carol explained that Sam had recently lost her husband, which had affected her skills. However, Alex refused, claiming that Sam was unskilled and incapable of improving. The following day, Sam asked Carol how she met Alex. Carol told her that she first encountered Alex during a mission in a foreign country when Alex was just 14 years old. At the time, Alex had run away from her family and had nowhere to live. On that day, Alex helped Carol with her mission, and since then, the two had been inseparable. Carol taught Alex all the skills she needed to become her trusted partner. At that moment, Alex comes back after changing her mind and agreeing to train Sam. She tells her to get ready because the training will start in a few minutes. Indeed, Alex begins training Sam, not only on how to use weapons but also on combat skills and techniques. The training continues for several days until Alex is able to teach Sam all the necessary skills. A day before the mission, Carol informs them that she won't be joining them and that Alex and Sam will have to execute the mission alone because it's a simple task. She gives them all the instructions and steps they might need for the mission. The next day, Alex and Sam head to the office where they're supposed to steal the museum map. Alex positions herself in a nearby building to monitor and protect Sam, while Sam enters the office to steal the designs. Sam discovers that the mission is incredibly easy, especially since there aren't any surveillance cameras in the office. Within minutes, she completes the task and transfers all the blueprints to her phone. While talking to Alex about the tough missions Alex accomplished with Carol, Sam forgets to leave the office. Suddenly, she spots 10 men entering. Panicked and unsure of what to do, she calls Alex, who saves her by using tranquilizer darts to take down all the men. As Sam leaves the office, she encounters one of the men who has regained consciousness. When she asks Alex for help, Alex refuses, telling her to handle the situation and save herself. Sam manages to escape, and Alex takes her on the motorcycle, speeding away from the city. Alex screams in fear during the ride. Once they're sure no one is chasing them, they return to Carol's house, assuring her that the mission was successful. Now, all that remains is the big operation. The three of them decide to celebrate their success in completing the first step of the mission. Alex calls Clarence to invite him to join the celebration. During the gathering, Alex and Clarence confess their feelings for each other. Suddenly, a young man appears and attacks Clarence, knocking him out instantly. Alex steps in, fighting with all her strength. Thanks to her combat training, she defeats and kills him. Alex and Clarence get rid of the body by throwing it in the water. Clarence then tells her about a gang trying to kill him because of his involvement in arms trade, which jeopardizes their illegal operations. He thanks Alex for saving his life and informs her that he found the gang's hideout. It turns out to be the same gang that attacked them at the Forest House. Alex shares the information with Carol, asking her to join in seeking revenge. She also reveals that the gang leader owns a nightclub and hires dancers, which gives them an idea to disguise themselves as dancers. They approach the gang leader, pretending to seek jobs at his club. To convince him, they perform a dance routine. Carol hides her face because the gang knows her. At the right moment, Carol signals Alex, who is stationed at a distance, preparing her sniper rifle. Alex begins shooting the gang members one by one, eliminating them all. After the mission, they celebrate their success together. Carol decides to share a secret with Alex: she's pregnant. She tells Alex that she has decided to keep the baby and that this will be her last mission. She plans to live a peaceful life afterward to raise her daughter in safety. Alex is thrilled by Carol's news and tells her that if she has a baby girl, she should name her Raoul. The next day, Carol heads out with her team to meet Benur, who explains the plan to steal the painting. He tells them that there will be a food truck parked in front of the museum, and that Sama will wait for them in the truck at a specific spot. Meanwhile, Alex and Carol will use the statues inside the museum as their cover. At the right moment, they'll emerge from the statues and execute the plan. The following day, everyone arrives at the museum, each taking their position according to the plan. They stay connected using wireless earpieces. However, unfortunately, Benur's earpiece malfunctions, cutting off communication with him. Not only that, but the film crew shows up at the museum and all head to Benur's truck since it's the only food truck in the area. This keeps Benur completely distracted from the plan. Meanwhile, inside the museum, Carol and Alex are hiding inside the statues. Unable to communicate with Benur, they decide to proceed with the operation without his signal. They step out of the statues, head to the surveillance room, and take down the guards using tranquilizer darts. Alex handles the guards to spare Carol from unnecessary exertion. Carol then disables the surveillance cameras and heads to the room where the painting is located. She starts removing the painting while Alex keeps an eye on the surroundings. At one point, Carol is startled by someone entering the room. Judging by his attire, she quickly realizes he isn't museum security but a member of the film crew. Thinking quickly, Carol tells him she works at the museum and is replacing the fake painting with the original one. She manages to keep her composure, convincing the photographer of her story. He leaves, letting her continue her task. Around this time, Benur finally manages to reconnect with them and tells them to start the operation immediately. But then, Alex receives a message from Clarence, saying he's leaving for Mexico because he doesn't want to be the reason she's ever put in danger again. Carol realizes Clarence is trying to break up with Alex gently. She comforts Alex, telling her that once they return to the city, she will deliver the painting to the boss and let her know it will be her last mission. Upon their return, Carol heads to meet the boss. Untrusting of the situation, Alex keeps an eye on her from a building across the street. At the boss's office, Carol is greeted with skepticism, as the boss has changed her appearance to mimic Carol's new look, including her hair color. After Carol hands over the painting, she tells the boss she's done working for her. The boss, however, requests a private conversation with Carol in another room within the headquarters. Once inside, the guards close all the curtains, blocking Alex's view. Alex communicates with Carol through the earpiece, telling her to stay in place. Meanwhile, the boss threatens Carol, saying that if she wants to quit, she must leave Sama and Alex behind to work for her. If Carol refuses, the boss will have them killed. She then addresses Alex directly through the earpiece, making it clear she knows Alex is watching and listening in. Carol responds by telling the boss she knows it won't be easy to get rid of her. Within seconds, Carol gives Alex the location of the guard standing next to her. With precision, Alex takes the guard down with a single shot. Before the boss can react or protect herself, Carol reveals her position. Alex fires again, taking the boss down instantly. Meanwhile, Sama, stationed outside the building, alerts them that the gunfire has attracted attention, and the police are on their way. Inside, Alex continues taking down any guard who enters the room, protecting Carol. Carol takes this moment to remind Alex of all the memories they've shared, the good times and the struggles they've faced together. Alex, overwhelmed, asks her to stop talking as it's making her anxious and unable to focus. Carol insists Alex leaves the building before the police arrive. Alex refuses to abandon her. Carol, knowing she won't survive, begs Alex to leave, at least to save herself. Despite her reluctance, Alex is forced to run as the police raid the boss's headquarters. Carol refuses to surrender, and in the ensuing chaos, she is shot and killed. Alex witnesses her best friend's death with her own eyes and barely escapes, climbing to the rooftop and fleeing before the police can catch her. For years pass. Alex spends those years living in seclusion in a cabin in the woods, isolating herself from the world. One day, Sama visits Alex and insists she join her for an important trip. Reluctantly, Alex agrees. Sama takes her to a house in the desert, nestled among the mountains. There, Alex sees a young girl sitting quietly. When Alex asks for her name, the girl says, "Raul." Before Alex can fully process the name, she feels a hand grab hers. Turning around, she is stunned to find Carol standing in front of her. Overwhelmed with emotion, Alex hugs Carol, still in shock and disbelief that she's alive. Finally, the three friends are reunited. When Alex asks Carol how she's still alive and why she hid the truth, Carol says, "It's a long story. I'll explain later. For now, I just want to enjoy being with you two again." And with that, the movie ends. If you enjoyed today's film, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share the video.